Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of There's God for That. I'm your host, comedian Stacey Anderson, and this is my co-host.
Queen B. Hey y'all, how y'all doing out there?
I hope everyone is staying warm. We got the Arctic blast going on. It's going crazy in the north. Oh my
hmm
God! I, my mom got
Yes.
my mom got 2 feet of snow, 24 inches of snow. That's crazy. That's a lot.
24. Oh Lord. I think New York City got 8. Or maybe a little bit more, but 24 inches. Wow. That's a lot of
Yeah,
snow. Thank
that's a
God we
lot
in the
of
South.
girl. I'm so look. We was in that before. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm moving
we
south
was.
because I'm sick of that.
hmm
I don't want to go
Yeah,
through
we
that
was
no
in
more.
there.
Yep.
Right, right. Right.
Mm-mm.
Wow. I hope she's being, keeping warm. But I'm pretty sure she is. And there's no reason to go out there either. Please. Mm-mm.
Not
I think
at
like
all.
I said, they got 8 inches in New York and everything was basically closed, like school, work, all of that. So
Yeah, rightfully so. My sister, she had to leave her car parked at work, and thank goodness she was close to walk home. So she walked home,
right.
but she had called me, was like, "Walk with me. I got to go back to go get my car from work," and I kept her, kept her company while she walked back. She almost fell like 3 times. I kept, woo,
Wow.
woo, because of the ice. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
was like,
Right.
so they plowing, but it's so cold that it's like freezing
The
over.
ice
So
is freezing up. Right.
yeah. So y'all be careful out
So
there. Stay safe and be warm. And if you
stay
ain't gotta go
warm.
outside, yeah, don't go outside if you ain't gotta go. Stay your butt in the house.
Right.
So
Thank God for shelter. And
okay.
warm. Sure.
And warm. Yes, all
Mm-hmm.
that.
So how
So
was your day so far?
I had to go outside, girl. I had to go, and it's cold here. I'm in the south, but it is 24 degrees in Houston. That is unprecedented. It does not get this cold, but it's that cold. But it ain't no
Right, right,
ice. Ain't no
right.
snow, but I had to go outside. I'm at work. I had to work. I brought my client home. He downstairs chilling, doing his thing. So
Okay,
work. How about
okay,
you?
okay.
How about you?
Um, my day been okay. It's a little chill out here too in Alabama, but I did have to come out and run a couple of errands, and I could brought my behind right back in the house because it's cold. But as y'all can see, I'm back in the car because the last episode, technology was doing its thing. So back in the car, but at least it's not too cold. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm freezing, so I'm good. I'm good, y'all. But yeah. So my day been good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no problem. Of course, I gotta ask. Well, we're gonna get right into it, but of course, first we're gonna start it off with our mantra. So let's jump into that. If you knew better, you
Okay.
do better. Never let the devil steal your joy. Remember, it could always be worse. Live your super best life. In everything you do, choose to walk in righteousness. Every day, put on the full armor of the Most High. Stay out of God's way. May God's will be done in everyone's life, and always plead the blood of Jesus over everything you do. And Lord, I ask that you just move in and through us as we get into this fourth episode of There's God for That. Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
You know what? Don't let me forget. Next time you going to say, girl, I done took it from you.
No,
Next
you
time.
know what's so crazy? I didn't want to cut you off while you were saying it, but in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is her second time saying it. So I think the next time I should say it. So see, God is good. We was on the same
Look at
point.
that.
So I got you, girl. I got you
Yeah,
the next one.
we on that. I was like,
hmm
It is not my turn to say, Yeah, I felt it,
Right,
but
right, right.
I was already in the groove, girl. I couldn't stop it. I was already in the
Right.
groove. All right. So the first topic we're gonna talk about is forgiveness. I want to speak about
Mm,
forgiveness. Girl, yes.
good one. Good
So
one.
I'm gonna hit you first with the question and feel free to ask me back.
Okay.
Have you ever struggled with forgiveness? Now we're both in our righteous walk, right? So of
hmm
course
hmm
we're growing from yesterday. But take us to a time yesterday when you had a hard time forgiving, and then how you now deal with forgiveness in your walk.
Well, I'm gonna say I mean, to believe it or not, I never really had a hard time forgiving people.
Mm,
Um, but I also, on the flip side of it, um, I gotta be honest. I mean, I guess when I was younger, or I don't know how to explain it. I never had a problem with forgiving, but one particular situation, one particular person, I'm not gonna say any names or anything like that, but it's like I forgave them, but it's like when I come around you, it's like, so is that really forgiving them?
I would say no, because they still have control over your emotions, as we've learned in our righteous walk. You don't want nobody to have control
Okay.
over your emotions where you like roll your eyes when you see them or instantly get taken back to that moment as to why you gotta about them when you see
Okay.
them.
All right, so that was correction from me, and I felt convicted in that because that's why I had to ask that question. So now I can answer your question. So I guess, at one point in time in my life, I didn't know how to forgive wholly, like truly, and just like allow that person to have a clean slate. And me, like you said, not allowing them to have control over me when they came around. But what I can say is that I'm sorry, what is this fog going on in my window?
Oh, probably because you're
Okay.
talking. You might need to crack your
Was my
windows.
breath that high? Okay.
Well, yeah, if it's cold outside.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry y'all. Sorry. Back back to the topic. Sorry. So, so yes, I guess, clearly, like everyone else, I didn't think that I had a hard time to forgive people, but clearly I did. So what I can say is now that particular person that I had to forgive, you know what I mean? I can now say when that person comes around or I have to be around that person, I don't feel that animosity anymore in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Or in my spirit. You know, I guess for me, and not just with that particular person, but for anyone, sometimes you have to, I'm not saying like I'm gonna allow them to disrespect me or anything like that, but you got to like just accept them for who they are. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, that's why, it was eventually I had to let go whatever I was feeling. And then I had to grow up too, because it's like, you can come at that situation in a different way too, in a peaceful manner. So with that said, besides that particular person or situation, I would say that it's easy for me to forgive. You know what I mean? But okay, so that's what it is. I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. So it's easy for me to forgive, but I guess I had to learn how to forgive all around the board. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I
Mhm.
can forgive you and still come around you, but I still have that like you know what I'm saying? So but now that I have grown, you know, in my maturity in my adult, age and spiritually and all those things, now I can forgive wholeheartedly because at the end of the day, you got to look at it this way. I mean, I clearly have done things wrong. I have said things wrong. I have done people wrong, and if I want God to forgive me wholeheartedly, I have to forgive, those who have hurt me wholeheartedly, because nobody's perfect, and we all have to grow. And sometimes, people don't grow, but me, myself, I had to, grow and just know that, yeah, it's important to forgive. It's very important to forgive because none of us is perfect. So, yeah. So, how about yourself?
Okay, well, before I jump into me, because girl, so you would say that you learned, like, okay, if they don't have control over your emotions when you see them again, you think you forgave, but then sometimes you see the one feel you forgave, but you see them and it starts something and you can feel something inside. So now you know if
Right,
you feel that inside, you probably still haven't forgiven them wholly, like you're saying. So that's something you
right,
learn. And okay, that's dope. Like, hey, that's what
right,
this is for. So, because we feed off of each other, we teach each other. That's what friends do, grow each other up and help us be better,
right,
so that's what's up. Now for me,
right,
yeah, like I've learned to forgive in my walk, in my spiritual walk, because I didn't forgive. Like I was hurt by almost everyone I felt, what I'm saying, because in my younger days I blamed my parents for a lot of my hurt because they didn't raise me But now
Mhm.
I understand now that God had it set that way for me so that I can experience the things I've experienced apart from them, which made me a better
Mhm.
person. But as a kid or whatever, a young adult, I didn't know that. So I blamed them. Like, why y'all didn't want me? Why y'all let me leave? Why, you know what I'm saying? I blamed them and I had a hard time forgiving them
Mhm.
because I felt they did something to me. And then friends,
Right.
I had a hard time forgiving friends because it was emotional. I felt like you did something to me and I just couldn't let it go. Like I didn't know how to let it go. And every time I seen them and other family members as well. And some family members
Right.
can't forgive me, and I see how it feels on the flip side of one not
Right.
forgiving someone and then like being able to learn to forgive them and let it go, but then seeing somebody else not doing that for you, not letting it go and still not forgiving you for whatever they feel you did. And the hardest part is like I can forgive others because I can dissect what it is that bothers me about that person or that situation. But then, like, to have someone else not forgive you and not even tell you what it is they're holding on to not forgive you from, that's
Right.
hard. That's hard. And that makes you have to,
Right.
that's just hard. Like, dang, like you got issue
Yeah.
with me and you can't tell me
But you can't
why.
even tell me. Right.
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 So,
Right. So what is in you that you can't communicate to me? And but not to cut you off, but that just shows the real relationship that they had with you. Because I feel this way: if we have a real friendship and you did something to me to hurt my feelings, and that it's a reason for me to forgive you or to not forgive you, whatever the case may be, I should feel like our relationship is strong enough for me to come and say, "Hey, Stacey, you did such and such to me." You know what I'm saying? And if you're my real friend, you'll see it. You may not, sometimes you may not agree with it, but on the strength of our friendship, you would give me that apology. You know what I'm saying? And I will forgive you. You know what I mean? But some people, you just don't. They feel like they don't have that relationship with you, and that's why they don't feel the need to even give you that, the acknowledgement or the explanation.
yes, and that's something also in your spiritual walk to understand. No one owes you
Hmm.
anything, even if it hurts you that they're not giving it, because you want
Right.
to be delivered from that. I don't know, that bondage or whatever. You want to be delivered from being looked at funny or from looking at someone funny, but no one
Hmm.
owes you anything. And you just, like you said, meet them where they're at. It's all good. You know what? Fine. I could still be peaceable around you, but
Hmm.
we're not gonna probably key and kick it, and that's
Right.
okay. No matter who you
Right.
are, I have love for you because of my spiritual walk. I love you regardless, and
Hmm.
you probably don't even remember what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you
Right.
just hold on to that emotion, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. You got to work with God on that because there's God for that, and God can deliver you from that if you want to be delivered. But if you like
Right.
having an attitude at someone or holding on to I'm not talking to you or I don't like you or whatever it is, if you like the
Hmm.
feeling that it gives you, I,
Right.
what can anyone do? That's on you and the Lord. That's it. If you want,
Right.
if you want.
Right.
So that's it.
Right.
So
More
we
power to
growing, girl.
you.
More power
Yes,
to
we are.
more power to you. And we growing. That's it.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people out here hurt.
Hmm.
A lot of people that they can't forgive have already died and they can't never express or get that information. So I was listening to a sermon where, and this helped me too. The person said, hey, if the person who you are trying to be delivered, you're asking God to deliver you from not being able to forgive, write them a
Right.
letter, read it out
Hmm.
loud and then tear it up and just free it
Right.
because it's an energy. It's an energy on you. You feel it. If you see that person or you
Hmm.
think about that person and it ticks you off and gets you all like upset, that's energy. You got to get that off of you. So the person said, the pastor said, write it down, read it out loud, tear it up, or put that person in a chair across from you, even if they're no longer here, and just talk it out. This is what you did to me. This is how I feel about it. You
Hmm.
hurt me. I'm mad at you. I can't stand you for that. Da 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 da. And then release it. You know, and
Right.
that could be easier for more people than actually calling you because a lot of people don't want to do that. What they call it conflict. They feel it's going to be a conflict. They don't want to
Hmm.
say to you. So yeah, that was
Right.
good
Some
though.
people don't. Yeah, some people don't work well in conflict. And, as we had, previous conversations, off the camera, that, sometimes you have to have a conflict, but it has to be, a healthy conflict. And what I mean by healthy, I'm saying, not toxic, you know what I mean? Whereas we can have a conflict, but we should be adult enough to know, like, we're not going to be cussing each other out, I'm saying, calling each other out, our names and things like that. We would be able to have a conversation. It might be a little passionate, it might be a little heated, but we are getting out what we need to get out, you know what I'm saying? And again, to me, it just falls back. Like you said, some people, they just don't even know why they mad at you. They just like that feeling. People just like being miserable. And, you could be miserable by yourself, and you work that out with yourself and God, but there is some people that just feel like, they just refuse, you know what I'm saying? They just refuse to acknowledge it because they just feel like it's not that important to them, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, it's a great thing to be able to forgive people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can take that control off of you, you know what I'm saying? You feel good, you feel at peace, so and to me, I I rather walk around with peace in my heart than hatred or animosity or resentment or upset or things like that. I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm just looking at my surroundings. I'm outside, so if I get a little off tag, that's why. But because I'm just seeing people walking around the car and stuff, so I'm just trying to pay attention. That's that New York in me. But but yeah. So, but anyway, girl, you go ahead because I don't lost my train of thought looking at
That's
these
all right.
people.
No, but you answered well, and I think we handled that topic good. Forgiveness, like do it for yourself, do it for your peace of mind, do it to free yourself up from
Mhm.
anger and frustration, and you know what? It'll make your life. You'll probably add some years to your life because when you mad and got unforgiveness in your heart, it can make you sick. Like a lot of things can make you sick, and it's like, oh no.
Mhm.
Could you imagine somebody you got an
Mhm.
attitude that made you sick, like inside your body? You don't even like them. You got an attitude with them, and now I'm
Right.
sick because of you, because of me
Right.
not forgiving you. This is foolish. So yeah,
Right.
forgive people.
Very foolish.
Yes, work on it. Pray to the Most High. Ask Him to release that from you. That's what I did, and I feel much better. Girl, look, I look younger. You see it? You see it?
You sure do.
Am I glowing? Am I glowing?
Oh my God, you are glowing, baby. Well, you know what? Before we move into the next topic, that's what I was trying, because I like my train of thought, because these men going around the car. So I just I just want to go back to real quick. So when I was saying like having a healthy, conflict, sometimes you need to have that conflict in order to get back on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Only if it's important enough, and it has to be for both parties, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it has to be, somebody that you respect and somebody that you don't want to lose them. You don't want to lose them, you want to keep
Yeah.
them in your life or whatever. So you also have to be able to have that conflict, but we ain't gonna do that cussing each other.
Yeah, none of that cussing each other out and all
You
that
heard
stuff.
me?
No, it kind of sped up. I heard you
Yeah.
say cussing each other out, and then it cut off a little bit. Say it again, because I think you're back. Let me see.
Okay. Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Okay, you said cussing each, but that's what
Baby,
you was
we be
getting at,
having fun
right?
with this.
Girl, yes, we are. We
Yes,
having a good
yes.
time with everything right now because it's a good topic, even with the technological difficulties. But that's okay. We swinging right back in there. We ain't missing a beat. But yeah, that's it right there. So, so now on to the next topic. You there with me? We're
Hmm.
good.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
good.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I just want to make sure the reception is good and it's good, girl. So, all right. So the next topic, have you ever
Hmm.
met someone who just acts holier than thou? Girl, like they judge and jury, like I'm walking in my spiritual walk, and I understand, to choose righteousness, but I'm still human. I still make mistakes. Jesus died for my sins from yesterday and forever until I die. He died for all my sins, so I ain't perfect, and I don't try to pretend to be perfect. But you ever come in contact with that person who's just their nose is turned up, they got issues with you, like, am I the only one? Because I got examples, but have you ever experienced that, Queen B?
I mean, listen, I have examples too, but I have never really came in contact like with a person like that. But I have examples of people that I've known that's kind of holy endowed and that, express to me certain things like, well, how come that happened with that person? But I'm over here praying and I'm reading the Bible and I'm this. That's why. That's
Mm,
why right there, why you not getting or being blessed the way that other person is being blessed. Because you feel like you holy endowed and you deserve it. But that person over there that's still living in the world and sinning because we all are full of sin, you feel like that
mhm,
person don't deserve it. But
mm,
clearly,
mm.
whatever is going on, they got the blessing, but you don't. So,
Yeah.
but
Oh, like okay, go into
mm,
that though a little bit. You don't have to drop no names, but like what you mean,
yeah, I'm
because you
not.
were kind of giving a little bit. So you saying like some people be judging others, but the others that they're judging is living their life. They blessed and they growing and walking and happy and good, but the person pointing their finger is miserable.
Okay, so kind of sort of. So I ain't gonna drop no names or whatever, but it's a particular person that we used to be friends. We're no longer friends. And I'm glad, not glad that we're not friends anymore, but I'm glad that they true side came out and God showed me like, yeah, you need to fall back from this person. But I don't hate the person or anything like that or whatever the case may be. But um so this particular person, we used to talk on the phone a lot. And basically, this person is not married, but they were in a relationship at the time. But they had a sister that was married, you know what I'm saying? In a good, healthy, happy marriage. And this particular person I'm talking about, they expressed to me once on the phone, like, I don't understand. My sister and her husband, they still out there drinking, they still out there smoking, they still out there doing this and doing that. And she got, what I'm saying, she's married, but I'm here reading my Bible, I'm here praying, I'm fasting, I'm doing everything that I need to do for the Lord. So how come I can't, why I'm not married? So
Mm,
as I'm listening to this, I'm just like cringing a little bit because I'm like, are we really saying this? Like, this is your sister. This is like no stranger on the street. So to me, it sounds like you got a little jealousy in your heart, you know what I'm saying, towards your sister because you feel like you God Almighty, which you're
mm,
not, and you feel because you're doing all of this, you feel like this is, you know what I'm saying, this is the reason that God should bless you. First of
mm,
all, we don't have no say so how God blesses or when He blesses us. Let's just start there. I don't care. You can read the Bible every day. You can pray to Him every day. You can talk to Him every day. But you can't tell God what to do and when to do it. God gonna bless you when He see fit to bless you. Let's just
mm,
start there, right? Secondly, like I said, it sounds like she had some jealousy in her heart for towards her sister. So that is jealousy is not of God. So why would you think God would bless you for what your heart desire, but you got jealousy in your heart? It don't
mm,
matter that you reading the Bible and all that stuff. Now, did I express this to her? No, I did not. Because at
mm,
the time I was just listening and I just couldn't believe my ears. Like I was just
mhm,
like, wow. So, with that being said, I felt like, okay, yeah, this person
yeah.
feel like they high and mighty because they're in the
Mhm,
Bible every day and they this and they that. And only the people that's in the Bible every day or the people that go to church every day or the people that no. If your heart
yeah.
is not right, that's the thing. People don't understand. You can be the biggest sinner and you can ask God every day to forgive you. And your heart is, you know what I'm saying, is concrete, is good, is clean. You know what I'm saying? You don't have none of this dirtiness in your heart, meaning resentment or I'm gonna just say jealousy because that's what I felt was in her heart. If you have an unclean heart, it don't matter what you do, boo. God is not going to bless you. He's not
Mhm,
going to bless you. And I just feel like he's not going to give you what your heart desire because you got to clean your heart first, boo. So,
mhm.
so that's
Yeah.
basically, that's all that would happen. But I was just like, wow, I couldn't believe my ears. But you
Yeah.
say you have plenty of examples, so
I-
I'm here to listen, girl. But ain't that
Well,
crazy?
that is crazy, girl. That is crazy. Like, and you said it right. Like, if your heart ain't right, you gotta ask the Lord to take all that stuff about your heart so that you can really love others and then be
Right.
pure. The Bible say, don't notice the splinter in your brother's eye when you got a whole tree trunk in yours. Don't notice that your sister still drinking and her husband and her are still going out to clubs when you got jealousy in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Don't notice they
Mhm.
little splinter. They doing good. You know what I'm saying? Gotta work that out. Don't try to
Right.
be God for them. And girl,
Right.
yeah, okay. So for me, 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, for sure. I think it's about 3 times. It was the church. The church, you would think, is full of people who have forgiveness, who work with have interaction with the Lord on a regular basis. That's what you would think. They be the
Mhm.
most judgy people. The most
Yeah.
judgy. Girl, I remember one time I do comedy, right? So I got booked to do a show at this church, and I didn't know this church. I don't know this church, and it was for like midnight service. So it was nighttime. It was for the new year. So I went, and when I got to the church, like got myself all dressed up, had my hair done. I had this red button-up shirt, very nice blouse, and I had some white pinstripe pants on. It was white with a blue pinstripe, very nice. My heels, I was looking really lovely, very nice and demure, if I do say
Mhm.
so myself. When I got into
Okay.
that church, when I say everybody looked at me like I was the wickedest woman in the South. And I did my show, not nobody laughed. Like, you heard a couple chuckles, but no one was laughing. I had a 45-minute set. When I say I was sweating, and I was serving
Mm.
them, giving them my best, girl, giving them. And when I got off stage, I heard somebody told me, we don't women aren't allowed to wear red or pants at our church. We don't wear pants and we don't wear the color red. And I had on red
Right.
lipstick. I think
Oh
light
wow.
red lipstick. Not going to the club
Mm.
red lipstick, but just some, to match my shirt and stuff. Girl. So they judged me off of my apparel, which caused them to not laugh. Okay. That was the second time that a church did that. Another time I did a church, it was a talent show. Girl, they
Uh-huh.
booed me. They booed me.
Oh
The,
wow.
the church booed me. And I had my brother and sister in the audience. That was their first time ever seeing me. This was like 12, 14 years ago. I was so embarrassed. I was like, really? And I was like,
Why did
I
they
said,
boo you?
I do not know. Judging me. Judging me. I did a set, and
Wow.
I said something from the Bible, and everybody was looking lost. I was like, do y'all know the Bible, right? Like, because I didn't know where to go with
Mhm.
it, because they was looking like I said some strange book. And I was like, y'all know the Bible, right?
Right.
And then the third time I did a church show, and I was serving them again. This was like a year and a half ago. And I dressed right. Okay. It wasn't that my set was tight. They laughed a little bit, but they was not laugh. They wanted me to roast their church
Mhm.
congregants. They wanted me to roast the first lady, roast the people. I was like, I don't know your people in the church. Like, I came here to do a
Right.
service, but they judging me all holier than thou. Like, they couldn't laugh. The one church, you got on the wrong colors. The other one, we want to boo you because we don't know what book you talking about. And the last one, they wanted me to do like a roast battle against the people in the church. I'm like, I don't know your people. Like, how do y'all
Wow.
do this? Like, girl,
So
girl.
how did you handle that? Like how did you handle? Like
I
how did
was
they make you feel?
I felt horrible. Like, but I had to, girl, I felt horrible. Like, I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, this is a clean show. I didn't cuss. I didn't talk about putting your mouth on nobody's sex. I didn't talk about alcohol. I didn't talk about drugs. I kept my
Right.
set so church ready, and they was judging how I looked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One was judging off of the fact that they didn't know what I was talking about. I think, okay, I did a joke about like having a whole bunch of different baby daddies. I thought it was funny. That was 12, 14 years ago. Maybe that was a little bit tough for them, but I think I
Right.
convicted them. I think a couple of them women in there felt like she talking about me, and it was a joke. That wasn't even a punchline. So I was just like, okay. So it made me feel away, and I was like, right
Mhm.
now, how I feel is well, I won't say right now how I feel, but like after that show a year and a half ago, when they wanted me to roast the people in their church, and I'm like, they barely laughed at
Mm-hmm.
me, and I was like, "Are you
Mm-hmm.
serious?" So I was like, you know what, church has changed, and I'm just not gonna do church shows no more because they are judging me, and I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what they want me to do. That's da 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 da. But just recently, like a week and a half ago, I did a church show, Saved
Mm-hmm.
and Silly, and it was at a theater, and it was a great experience. Like, it made me feel like,
Right.
okay, don't give up just because
Right.
those persons, because I'm doing a good thing. Because people don't be want to do clean comedy. People don't want to be
Right.
making the church house laugh. And I'm like, I'm trying to entertain
Right.
y'all, stuffy,
Right.
judgy people. 'Cause
Right.
they-
So let me ask you this, right? Now, like that was like some years ago, right? So now, we moving forward, now that you have grown even more in your spiritual world, like what suggestions would you give to somebody that's watching us, to like handle that gracefully, you know what I'm saying? Or righteously, not gracefully, but righteously. Like
Mhm.
what would you suggest how they would handle it? Because you never know. There's a lot of people that probably, experience the same thing, but especially with church folks. And that's why a lot of us don't want to go to the church house, because that's one of the main reasons right there. Let's just be honest. So, but yeah,
Mhm.
what suggestions would you give to them?
I would give it to God. Give it to God and don't let it deter you. Cause it was trying to deter me. And I ain't gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
I turned to like doing just dirty comedy at regular bars and not even bringing up the Lord. Cause I was like, for what? Like, what for? And they don't want to pay you neither. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. And y'all, can you do it for just an honorarium? Can you this is all we got, but you pay out, you find money for other things. So it's like you're being disrespectful, you're being judgmental. Yeah, you're not prepping your congregants to receive what you're paying for, in the form of bringing entertainment to the
Mm-hmm.
church. Sometimes the church just needs that. We're regular people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what kind of advice would I give? Just keep going. Just keep going. They're people. People, I don't know what their mindset is, but people just
Mm-hmm.
are people. Don't let
Right.
that distract you from what is on your heart. If you feel you supposed to do comedy, keep doing comedy. You don't have to do churches if that's the thing for you. But if you want to do churches, keep doing churches. Keep doing clean comedy, or be bilingual. That's what I say. I'm bilingual. I can do blue comedy, which is comedy where they cuss a little bit, or not necessarily church ready
Mm-hmm.
comedy, because I got jokes that I would never say in the church. But then I also
Right.
got jokes I could do in the church. And I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna let the Lord move me around, and I'm gonna still go hard in the paint. If they don't receive my gift, well, the Bible says, shake the sand off the bottom of your shoes and keep on moving. But it does hurt. I ain't gonna lie. It do
Right.
hurt and make
Right.
you feel away, you know what I'm saying, until you get over it. So, girl,
Right. Right.
I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
I went straight to the bar afterwards. I was like, I need a drink. This is stupid.
Mhm.
I was so
Right.
mad.
Right.
I was so
I
mad,
can I can tell. It's almost like you reliving it all over again. This
girl.
podcast.
Girl, the way they was
Oh
looking,
God.
I was like,
Mm-mm-mm.
I couldn't believe it. I did say one joke that kind of roasted somebody, but not bad, and they fell out. And I'm like, what was so funny about? Because I
Right.
don't know them. So then I got to my regular set, and they was just like crickets, and I was like,
Right.
this ain't gonna end my
Right.
career. This ain't gonna end my career. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But girl, yeah.
Nah, it's not gonna.
I was like, I
But
need a glass of
as
wine.
you can see, right. As you can see, like it was those people, because like you said, you did a church setting like this recent, you know what I mean? And it went well.
Mhm.
Nobody didn't judge you, nobody didn't, look at you like you were crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was all good times, you know what I'm saying? So I believe those people that's in church, and this just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? God forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel those type of people that judge you in that way, that means their heart is not right. It's not right
Mm.
at all. Because
Yeah.
if you sitting here trying to take the shine off of you, but you want to put it on me like I'm doing something wrong. No, I'm just here doing what, for you. You was basically just doing, you know what I'm saying? What you do best is what you make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? That's a gift that God blessed you with, and at the
Mhm.
end of the day, why, in my opinion, You know what I'm saying? If it's a church scenery, why would you expect me to come there and roast the first lady and roast this person? Like,
And they
no,
told me that
that's
too. Why ain't you hold on, let me turn on light because it's getting dark. Girl, the sun going down. When the sun go down. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. I seen you turn on your light. But yes,
yeah.
yes, ma'am. Exactly. Like first, second, and
Mm-hmm.
third of all, y'all not surprised. I didn't come. Y'all came for y'all came for the event, and this was part of the event. But like you said, those people, they
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because how would I know? But the like you said, the last show I just did a week ago, it was great. So I'm glad I didn't stop. I'm working
Right.
on doing more clean comedy. I honestly think that the Lord allowed me to have those 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 experiences because the enemy was trying to get in and deter me, you know what I'm saying, from doing clean.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do
Mm-hmm.
clean and whatever, however God moves it around, but
Right.
I'm funny. That's what I do know. I could do both. A lot of people can do both. But last week or so, I performed in front of between 300 to 500 people and they want me back.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like at a
Right.
theater. So I feel vindicated from my past
Mm-hmm.
experiences. And that's why I'm able to be like, yeah, I can tell you all 3 times that I got like had a bad experience at a church event and it led up to this grand event, you know what I'm saying? And where
Right.
I was well
Right.
received and everybody went, oh, we lost you, girl. Where'd you go?
Right.
Your
My
light went out.
light.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Hold on. Okay,
Okay.
there we
There
go.
you go. There she go. There she go.
There we go. But
But yeah,
yeah, because it's definitely getting dark. It's already dark. But
it is.
but yeah, these are two great topics that we discussed, this evening. And
Mhm.
just know that and I'm speaking to all of us, the audience and ourselves, like forgiveness is is an awesome thing, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, we all should have that in our heart to be able to forgive. It's hard. I know it's hard for a lot of people to forgive. In certain situations, it's really critical. It's just like, oh my gosh, how do you expect me to forgive? You know what I'm saying? That person that that truly hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna specify like certain situations. You can only use your imagination, like certain situations, like how can you? But the thing is a lot of people feel like forgiving other people is for them, but it's really for yourself. It's really to free you from under their control. You know what I mean? So you can be free of all those negative energies and what I'm saying, emotions that you feel. Like for me, like, I had to question, like, am I like, other people who had a hard time to forgive? And clearly I was, you know what I'm saying? And I was convicted here in this podcast. And, now I can say, when I go around anybody, what I'm saying, including that person, like my heart is good. You know what I mean? I'm good. I just know, you just who you are and I'm who I am. You know what I mean? And thank God
Mhm.
for growth, So, and I'm just free of all of that negative energy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel good about it. And not only that, like we all want to be forgiven by God because none of us is completely clean. You know what I mean? Every day we fall short, so yeah, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So do you have something to say about the forgiveness or what is it, holy and thou? That
Oh,
wait, hold on. With that situation, for me, I know I asked you, do you have any suggestions? But my suggestion is, yes, you said take it to God. That's the same for me. Pray for those folks. Don't turn cold. Don't be mad with the church. Don't be mad because those people are not the church. Those people, in my opinion, they just they have their own issues that they need to work out, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
they, I feel like most people that have a chip on their shoulder, they want to take it out on other people and try to make you feel this low and they're up here. And we all know that we all are equal and we all belong to the most high. So just pray for them that they can, clean their heart, get their heart clean. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true because a lot of people go to the
Hmm.
church and they never get cleansed themselves. They never pray
Right.
to be changed. They just feel I go to the church, therefore that's enough. And it's not. The church house is just really like a club for believers. But the Most High, you got to have the Holy Spirit come in and dwell within you to change you up and make you more like Christ, make you walk in righteousness, help you to even see a righteous choice in your everyday actions. And so, like, yeah, it's hard, like you said, Queen B. Is sometimes some people have done you so wrong. You're like, I can never forgive them. You don't want to specify ideas like or situations that could happen. But like you said, use your imagination. And
Right.
it is hard. But if you go, we're inadequate. We cannot and within ourselves be able to forgive someone else. That's why you need the Holy Spirit to dwell within you so that you can see why you should still love that person. You ain't gotta like them. God didn't say you gotta like them. You just gotta
Hmm.
love because God loved you for all that you have done, did do, gonna do. So just
Hmm.
forgive them and meet them where they at, or just don't have no hate in your heart, and
Right.
let it go. Just let it go.
Right.
So yes, well,
Right.
I think we
What's this
come to what episode 4.
No,
I
man,
think
this is episode 5.
is it episode 5? Shut the
Yes,
front door. Is it
yes,
5? Wait,
yes,
rattle
ma'am.
off. The first, okay, we're going to talk off air because I'll be like,
Yes.
I keep messing up. I put 4. So now I got to, I'm going to figure it
No,
out.
yes, yes. The
I,
fourth one, okay, yeah, we're gonna talk
we'll
off
talk,
camera.
but we're
Yes.
going to, on that note, we're going to end episode 5. Okay, 5.
Yes,
5.
ma'am. Yes, 5.
Hey,
We doing good. We
we
doing
doing good.
good. So please, if you like what we are giving, if you like what you're hearing, you love the content, topics, just please like, share, and please definitely subscribe and hit your notification bell so y'all can know whenever we upload a podcast. So thank you
Yes.
for watching.
Thank you for watching, and leave a comment if you have any comments so we can interact with
Mhm.
you. If there's any questions or if you even have any topic ideas that Queen B
Right.
and I can probably discuss. We got a book full of topics, but maybe there's something you want to hear. So just holla at your girls. Comedian Stacey Anderson, my co-host Queen B. This
Mhm.
is There's God for That. And thank y'all again. Until next Sunday. Be blessed. Be blessed.